Any team news ahead of Sunday's match?
No, nothing special.
Did Danny Welbeck train this morning with his teammates?
Yeah, he trained outside, yes.
And he'll be available for the game on Sunday?
I think so. I didn't talk to him afterwards, so I think that we have to sit together with the medical team, and then we have to make a decision.
And João Pedro okay after that challenge from Sander Berg? I know he played a bit more. Having had a bit more time to reflect on the match last night, mainly Fulham's second goal, have you had any thoughts on that and Lewis Dunk's comments after the game?
Yeah, I think, like I said, after the game, it's getting more and more popular to block without the ball, and normally a block without the ball during the game situations is most of the times a foul, and it's getting more and more popular, so we have to find clear rules. And I think in some games the referee gives a foul, in some games not, but there's no clear line, and I think this misses.
Looking ahead to the game on Sunday, looking forward to being reunited with Buonanotte, even though he won't be able to play?
Yeah, I think he's doing a great job. He develops quite good. That's exactly also the idea when you give players on loan, and that's why we are quite happy that he performs and that he plays so many good games for Leicester so far. And we are in touch, and he's a very good guy. He's very humble. He likes to work hard, and now he proves that he has big potential.
It's difficult to comment on Ruud van Nistelrooy as a manager so far, but you would have been growing up when he was doing a good job in the Premier League with Manchester United. Do you have any favourite memories of him as a player?
Yeah, of course, you remember his goals and how successful he was, and now he's a coach. He was already successful as a coach in the Dutch, and now he continues his work here. So it will be interesting to compete against him, and for sure it will be a tough game.
You mentioned that work he's continuing. He's now working with Jamie Vardy in the Premier League. How much of a threat is he to you on Sunday?
I think he has a special feeling for spaces. He knows exactly when to attack the back from the opponent. He has very good timing with his deep run, and this makes him always a danger for every opponent. And he plays with a lot of experience. He plays with a big heart, and he has a great attitude towards the game, and that's why he's an impressive player so far and had great success and great achievements in his career, and that's why it will be nice to compete against him.
I know we talk in the Premier League about the new manager high. It's already come into effect with Leicester having won their first game under Van Nistelrooy. Does that concern you at all, what he could do to you on Sunday?
They have quality, they play the good football. Before they changed the coach, now they had a game against West Ham where they played quite good, where they were very effective using the chances they had. They scored some nice goals. So I think that's the business. There will be changes. There will be changes in some moments where it's not that easy. So it will be interesting to see how ready they are. I think they had a great start, but it's a game between Leicester and Brighton, and not a game between Van Nistelrooy and me. It's more like to focus on the team performances, and like I said, they had a good start, and now it's up to us to break that start and to get the points we lost yesterday.
Just finally from me, I know you spoke about it after the game last night. You said Van Hecker is an emotional player. Have you spoke to him at training this morning about how he came off? Because if he gets one more yellow, he will pick up suspension.
Yeah, of course we talk, because we always talk, and that's why it's a normal process. He shares his thoughts, I share my thoughts, and I think it's very important to have this relationship and to be open-minded, and to be able to say also critical feedback, not only compliments, not only when everything is perfect. I think it's the most easiest when you win games to sit together and to have nice conversations, but exactly in these moments where you have a disappointed experience, where you lose a game, to be then in a position to say the truth to each other. I think that's very important, and that's what I try to build with the players, this trustful relationship, and there we are in the process, and it's really helpful for me, and very interesting to see their thoughts and their convincement about the game yesterday. And now we have to find the right key factors to change to be ready for Sunday.
Fabian, sorry to go back to the injuries, but is Joel Veltman in contention to be available at the weekend?
It might be option, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. In terms of the turnaround, you've only got a few days to sort of turn around because the Thursday game. I just wonder if you could give us a bit of insight in terms of how you see this period for players in your squad in terms of recuperation, not just physically, but also mentally for the quick turnaround.
Yeah, on the one side you can say that it's not good that the games come so fast because of the regeneration and being prepared for a game. On the other side, you can say it's a good thing because you can immediately get the points back you lose at the last game. You can immediately try to improve what you didn't do so well at the last game. So there are always pros and cons, and we try to regenerate them today. We try to bring them a little bit away from football. There are also some other kind of sports what we can do here, and to bring them also mentally in a better shape. And then we have one good day tomorrow for preparation. Then I'm sure that we will be ready to face Leicester.
And is there a responsibility on the individual players to try and sort of switch off as well? I mean, you've got the ice baths, the yoga sessions, the whatever it is, but for them individually to find their way to sort of cope with this.
Yeah, for sure. I think the best regeneration is sleep, and maybe the second best is spending time with the family and spending time with your loved ones. So it's also important for the players that they take responsibility and they behave professional and they know what they need to do to be prepared on Sunday. They know what to do to regenerate as quick as possible. They're all professional, and that's why we have a big trust in them, and they will do the right things to be prepared for Sunday.
I know Facundo Buonanotte can't play at the weekend, but he's impressed. Some reports suggest that there's other clubs that are interested in him. How do you view his future in terms of this football club and whether he has a future here?
I'm sure he will have a future here when he continues this development he started, and it's very important for young players to play, to get the game time they needed to develop, and that's why we're happy that he made this decision together with us, and also that Leicester give him the game time he needs, and exactly that's the idea from the loan. And now, like I said, if he continues this development, he will have a bright future here in Brighton, and then it's up to us to also try to continue this development when he's back here in the club with him.
And you're taking on a side that's got a new head coach. How difficult? Is it more difficult because you don't really have a real feel for what his teams are like and the way that they play?
Yeah, it's not that you can watch 7-8 games from an opponent, so it's a different preparation for sure. But I think every coach has a style of play, and Van Nistelrooy already played in the Dutch a certain way. He's a clear positioning how his team should be positioned on the pitch, and he continues this with Leicester now. So that's why you try to be always prepared. In some ways, it's not possible because there was only one game, but we try to get the best out of this game and try to prepare. And on the other side, it's also important to improve ourselves, to stick to our principles, to stick to our style of play, because I think if we improve the small details, the small things we didn't make yesterday till the end of the game, then I'm sure that we can get the win out of this game.
And for you, you'll be back in the dugout.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? How frustrating were you? Were you getting up at the stands, or did it work fine?
It was a long way to get there from the locker room, so I had a great staff around me, great securities who made a great job, who brought me to my place with as fast as possible. And then of course the view was nice, to be honest, but it's not the best place to be during a game when you want to feel with your team, when you want to suffer with your team, when you want to support your team beside the sideline. So it was not the best situation, and it was also a mistake from my side to get punished by 3 yellow cards. So I have to learn from it so that the team don't suffer, and therefore I have to improve myself, and I have to be available on the sideline every game.